How to easily live below your means. During the pandemic, more than 22 million Americans lost their jobs, many of them falling into financial despair. And you know what could have saved many of them from financial ruin? Living below their means. As such, today let's go over 5 ways you can make living below your means incredibly easy and achieve all the financial success you've ever wanted. If you enjoyed this video, please ensure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Let's get into it. For many people, living below their means is hard. In their teens and early 20s, they have no appreciation for the value of money, and every dollar that comes in is as good as gone. As such, they never build the habits that can make them financially secure and eventually wealthy. Fortunately, establishing these habits doesn't have to be hard, and the first step you can take to go from financial zero to financial hero is to create a budget. For many, the word budget makes them cringe, but you're better off spending a bit of time budgeting than spending every night worried about your financial situation. Most people like the path of least resistance in everything they do, and it's no different when making a budget. If you research what types of budgets you can make, you'll notice that there are tons to choose from. You can use the cash envelope system, zero-based budgeting, set up complicated apps and spreadsheets and the like. However, you probably want a simple, lightweight budget, and this is where the 80-20 budget comes into play. With the 80-20 budget, you only need to know one thing: how much you make after tax. With this after-tax figure, you then multiply it by 80%, and that much money is allocated for spending every month. This includes spending on housing, clothes, food and the like. Then the other 20% goes towards savings. So effectively, what you're doing is you're creating a line item in your budget for saving, rather than spending money each month hoping that something is left at the end. If you think this is a budget you can see yourself using to improve your financial situation, gently tap that like button below and let me know. In fact, a ton of people who have next level budgets still fail to save money every month. And why is that? Because they fail to track their spending. As the saying goes, if you ain't tracking, you ain't stacking. Unfortunately, setting up a system for tracking how much you spend is easy and can turn around your financial life fast. All you have to do is set up an empty budget template in your phone, and every time you shop online, go to the store or have money deducted from your bank account, log it in your phone. You're already on your phone all the time anyway, so you might as well stay on the phone a bit longer and use it to track where your money is going. Now, the problem with budgeting is that it doesn't guarantee that you'll start saving a ton of money. The real progress starts when you get serious about making bigger financial changes in your life. And one of the ways to do this is to focus on your larger expenses. For most people, 70% of their monthly income goes towards one of 3 things: housing, transportation, and food. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spends $1,800 on housing, $600 on groceries and restaurants, and $800 on transportation. That's $3,200 for just 3 expenses. And while many will see this as the main hindrance in their ability to save money, it's actually not as bad as you think. And here's why. Your largest expenses offer you the greatest opportunity for savings. For instance, if you spend $50 a month on coffee, the most you can save if you cut them out is $50. However, the larger expenses, the more you normally spend, theoretically the more money you can save. For instance, I'd argue that most people could easily cut both their grocery and transportation costs down by a few $100s a month by eating out less and modifying how they get around. For instance, many people spend upwards of $1,000 a month on car expenses, when the average American bus pass costs just $67 a month. When it comes to housing, most people overlook what options they really have. There are the obvious ones, like downsizing your home or renting a cheaper place, all the way down to negotiating expenses, whether that's with a creditor or your landlord. This is all to say that you have. Now, even with your big 3 expenses optimised, your money could still be at risk of being overspent. Many people treat their credit cards like an unlimited balance gift card, and in this case, no budget will save you if you don't reduce your risk of overspending, which is the third step in living below your means. Some people are violently against credit cards. However, many people have the capability to be responsible with their money, and as such can handle having a credit card. In fact, it's not the credit card that's the issue, it's putting yourself in situations where spending becomes easy. For instance, if you spend enough time on Amazon, at the mall or on social media, you're bound to start spending money. This can't be said for activities like going to the gym, going on a walk or reading a book. Similar to dieting, if you want to lose weight, don't hang out at a buffet every day. For instance, you may spend a lot of time going out to bars and restaurants and buying clothes online. So if this is the case, what do? Avoid putting yourself in situations where you're more inclined to spend. Sometimes big changes can come from simple solutions, and when it comes to living below your means, this certainly is one of them. However, the one problem removing spending temptation from your life is that no one can be 100% compliant all of the time. Again, kind of like a diet, there will be moments of weakness where you slip up, eat a whole cheesecake and feel bad about yourself for the next week. Well, the same phenomenon often happens with spending. We restrict ourselves for so long that at a certain point, we just need to buy something to scratch our spending itch. Alternatively, sometimes we fail to track some of our expenses and jeopardize our ability to save. Being the perfect money saver isn't easy, and that's where step number 4 comes into play. The fourth step in easily living below your means is to automate your finances. More specifically, you should be automating your bill payments and your savings. Let's talk about bills first. I'm sure you can attest to the fact that manually paying bills is a pain in the ass. You have to dial up the company, listen to annoying elevator music for an hour, just to finally hand over money for something as boring as a heating bill or the privilege of using your overpriced phone plan. Well, when you automate your bill payments, that all goes out through the window. However, avoiding the administrative hassle is just one of the upsides. When it comes to saving, automating your bills will ensure you always pay on time and in full, which allows you to avoid paying interest, which will eat away at your ability to save. As for savings, there is one trick that will allow you to save money every single month. What is that trick? Automated savings deductions. Most employers will allow you to deduct a certain percentage of your pay and transfer it into a specific saving or retirement account for safekeeping. Doing so allows you to meet your savings target every month, while making this process completely hands-off. In fact, I share a lot of neat little money management tricks on this channel, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. I really appreciate it. Now, with the tactics I've shared so far, most people, yourself included, should easily be able to live below your means. However, for those who really want to get ahead, there's one final piece that you must have in place, and that final element relates to your income. You see, nothing makes living below your means easier than making more money. As you'd imagine, it's much easier to live below your means when you're making $100,000 a month than if you're only making $1,000. Sadly, no one ever teaches us how to make money aside from getting a job, and with how stagnant wages are these days, most jobs won't be your ticket to financial abundance. This is why the final step in living below your means is to learn to earn outside your 9-to-5 job. You could start a YouTube channel, freelance, pick up a part-time job, and the list goes on. The best part is that nowadays you don't even need to leave your home to start making extra money, and with the power of the internet, your income potential is a lot greater than you'd expect. Now, don't get me wrong, you can definitely live below your means on a lower income, but this often requires much more financial sacrifice. It means living on the basics, whereas when your income is greater, you can treat yourself a little bit more while still making the financial strides you want. So for you, making this extra income can come in multiple forms. Not to mention, in this process, you'll not only earn more, but you'll end up gaining skills that will inevitably make you more money at your day job, which will expedite your financial success over time. However, when you start making more money, you still need to be careful with how you manage your money. And if you want to learn 9 frugal tips Warren Buffett swears by, then click on the next video and let's get started.